putting this video on the class website. Along, there's two little handout links. Okay, so one handout will be these questions that I'm going to do right now, and the other one is for you to practice. Okay. So read the question. 30 more than half of the students at junior high school 185 are in the band. 5 less than 3/5 of the students are in athletics. If the number of students who are in band are equal to the number of students who are in athletics, how many students are enrolled in JHS 185? So here, now this is going to be, like yesterday we did equations with two-step equations, right? Translating little real-life situations to two-step equations. Today, these are going to be where you have equations with variables on both sides. So let's see how that looks. So 30 more. So now 30 more is just 30 plus. And half of the students, and again, I don't know how many students are, so I'm going to call it, I don't know, X. But we know that the number of, and that's the number of students in the band, and that is equal, it says here that they're equal to the number of students in the athletics. Now it's 5 less than, so we already know the less than is a turnaround word, so I'm actually going to write 3/5 for 3/5 of the students, X. Less than means subtraction, and 5. So this represents the number of students, athletics. This represents the number of students in band, right? So, but we do know one thing, that they're equal to each other. Now it's just a matter of solving it. Solve it however you feel like it. You can clear the fractions if you like. So it's really up to you how you solve this. I'm going to clear the fractions, so I'm going to what you call the common multiple between 2 and 5 is 10. So I'm going to multiply this whole thing by 10. Multiply this whole thing by 10. That way it gets rid of a fraction for me. So 10 times 30 is 300. 10 times a half is 5x. 10 times 3/5 is going to be 6x. And 10 times 5 is going to be 50. No more fractions. Variables on both sides. This goes away. I'm left with x minus 50, and then over here I'm left with 300. Add 50 to both sides, and x equals 350. So I can go here, and so we know how many students are there, and then you can just plug in here, and you can find the number of students in the band, and if you want to plug it in there, you should also get the number of students in athletics. But the question says how many students are enrolled in 185. Okay, and in this case, it's 350. 2 gym memberships. Okay, 2 gym memberships. Silver gym costs $75 to join, and then $25 every time you use a trainer or you hire a trainer to help you work out. The other gym costs you $100 to get in, and then $20 every time you use a trainer. So at what point, or how many sessions will it take that the cost of both gyms are equal to each other? So you don't know which gym to join. So therefore, you try to figure out how many sessions it would take for the cost of one gym to be equal to the cost of the other gym. So the silver gym is $75 to join, 75 plus 25, and let's call it T for training session. When is that going to be equal to the World Fitness, which is 100 to join, and then plus 20 per training session. Okay. We can, let's see, subtract 20 from both sides, right? 20t from both sides. And that's going to go away. This is going to come out to 100. 5t is going to come down. And then 75 is here, plus 5t. Minus 75 on both sides. 5t equals 25. Divide both sides by 5. T equals 5. So after 5 training sessions, the cost at 5 training sessions, the cost of each gym, so whether after 5 training sessions, whether you joined Silver Gym or World Fitness, you would have spent the same amount of money. Okay. Tom and Jerry are on a mountain bike. Tom is currently, and that's 2,000 by the way, at 2,000 feet, and he's descending at a rate of 10 feet per second. And then Jerry's going at 1,000 feet and ascending. So one guy's going up the mountain, the other guy's coming down the mountain. How many seconds will it take for them to be at the same height? So let's talk about Tom. Tom is at 2,000 feet. That's where he starts. So every second, he's losing 10 feet. Okay. 10 feet times the number of seconds. And then the other guy is at 1,000 feet, and he's gaining, right? So gaining plus, and he's gaining 6 feet per second. Right? I hope that looks like an S. So at what point or how many seconds after will they meet, right? We can do 10s plus 10s plus 10s. And we get 16s over here, 1,000. This goes away, and we get 2,000. Subtract 1,000 from each side. Oops. And we get 1,000 equals 16s. And then we can divide by 16, and we get 62, I think, 62.5 seconds. So in about a minute and 2 seconds, 2.5 seconds, they will meet. I'm just making sure that this is correct. Minus 10s plus 10s, 16s minus. Next question. So we have two ways of buying tickets at a member minor league baseball team. One, you pay $30 to be a member, and then every time you come watch the game, it costs you $3. The other one, let's say you don't watch too many games and you just come every now and then it might not be worth it for you to pay the $30 to be a member because you're not coming too often, and you pay $6 every time you come watch the minor league game. But after how many tickets will the cost be the same, whether you pay $6 or whether you pay $30 plus $3 per ticket? So in one, you decide, one of your friends decides to pay $30 and then pay $3 per ticket. The other one says, I'm not going to pay the $30. I'm just going to go whenever, and every time I go there, I pay $6 per ticket. So let's see when these two would be equal. So minus 3t, minus 3t. This is 30. This is 3t. Divide both sides by 3. And t equals 10. So at exactly 10 games, okay, whether you joined the membership or not, at exactly 10 games, you and your friend spent the same amount of money. So let's think about this. So if you're spending $6 per ticket, and then you buy 10 tickets, which means 10 games that you attended, you spent $60. The other one, the membership, you pay $30 up front, and because you paid $30, every ticket that you buy now is $3. So $30 plus 3 times 10, and 3 times 10 is 30. So let me rewrite that. Erase that. Rewrite that as 30. So now write 3 times 10 over here so that you know how we got to 30. So notice that at 10 games, you both spent $60, whether you were a member or not. But after, on the 11th game, so think about the 11th game. At the 11th game you attend of the season, this guy here, who's not a member, he would have spent $66. The guy who's a member, at his 11th game, how much is he paying? He's paying $3. So after 10 games, the guy who is a member, he's going to be paying less. But up to 10 games, the gentleman who didn't join the membership is going to be ahead. Okay, so Sam has $250 and she's saving $15 a week. Linda has $750 and she's spending $10 a week. After how many weeks will they each have the same amount of money? All right? So in one case, when somebody has $250 and she's adding $15 per week to her account. The other person has $750, from which she's deducting $10 per week from her account. When are these two accounts going to have the same amount of money? All right. So plus 10W, plus 10W. That goes away. This is 25W, 250 equals 750. Subtract 250 from each side, and we get that 25W equals 500. And W, well, divide both sides by 25, and W equals 20. So after 20 weeks, Sam and Linda will have the same amount of money. So you notice now, let me stop here for a second, that these equations are not two-step equations. They're equations, right, with variables on each side. So you have some questions here to draw upon when you're making your own questions. Again, another question. We have a bus. The New York City bus is $2.50 per ride. So if you're someone like me who doesn't take the bus that often at all, I would just choose to pay $2.50 per ride. But those of you who take the bus all the time, you might get a bus pass that allows that where you pay $15 up front. Then after that, every ride you take is $1 per ride. In the long run, that's probably going to be cheaper for you. Okay, so, but at how many bus rides will you and I have spent the same amount of money? So up to this amount, you and I are the same. So on one side is $2.50 per ride. Let's call that R. When is that going to equal somebody who pays $15 plus $1 per ride, or 1R? But in this case, you know what? I'm not going to write 1R. I'm just going to write R. Well, variables on both sides. Let's get rid of the smaller one, minus R on each side. That's going to give us 1.5R. Remember, for this particular case, I'm going to write 1R, and you'll see why. So minus 1R, and here minus 1R. It's easier for you to see what happens when 2.5 is subtracted by R. So I'll even put a 0 here. These two go away. I get 15. And over here, 2.5R minus 1R is 1.5. Divide both sides by 1.5. And R equals 10. At 10 rides, whether you chose to pay $2.50 per ride or you chose to, just like the minor league membership offer, you pay $15 up front and then $1 per ride after. At 10 rides, you both spent the same amount of money. After 10 rides, whoever chose this deal is going to be painless. And that's it. That's pretty much what we did. So please take a look at the two links and complete them, please.